welcome to Newsfeed. Today is Thursday, December 12th. I'm Eva Cluding.
And I'm Catherine Ragukas. We're excited to have you here watching with us tonight. Let's see what's happening in Ann Arbor.
Christopher Barrick of Macomb Township was recently sentenced to life in prison after killing a local county sheriff's deputy. In November 2017, Barrick visited the Lapeer County Jail. He spoke to the intercom and referred to himself as God, stating that he was at the jail to get one of his followers, an inmate at the jail. The inmate claimed he had not spoken to Barrick since the summertime and was unaware of what Barrick was claiming. Barrick then got back into his vehicle and was followed by deputies, who eventually turned on their overhead lights to pursue him. The Lapeer deputies contacted the Oakland County officials for assistance in stopping the runaway suspect. Barrick struck Officer Eric Overall with his vehicle, an Oakland County Sheriff's deputy and 22-year veteran of the police force. According to the Detroit News, Barrick was found guilty of, quote, first-degree premeditated murder and homicide of an officer of the peace, end quote.
This past Sunday at 10 a.m., Ann Arbor completed the state of Michigan's first legal recreational marijuana sales. Marijuana was legalized statewide for recreational consumption with Michigan's 2018 midterm elections. On the first day of sales, the 3 stores in Ann Arbor, Exclusive Brands, Arbor Wellness, and Greenstone Provisions, saw lines of people wrapped all around the city blocks. Ann Arbor's Greenstone Provisions sold out of their stock. Other stores in Michigan include Lit Provisioning in Evart, Michigan, and Michigan Supply and Provision in Morenci, Michigan. The first week of marijuana sales brought Michigan $1.63 million in revenue, a portion of which will go to taxes. State budget officials are projecting recreational marijuana to become a, quote, $1.5 billion per year industry by late 2021, end quote. Other dispensaries are planned to open in Ann Arbor within the next few months.
Recently, Newsfeed's Sydney Smith sat down with Eva Roos, the Assistant Director of the University of Michigan GLACE program, to discuss this newly developed summer program run by the university's English department and biological station. Let's take a look.
Hello, my name is Sydney Smith, and you are here today with Newsfeed, and we have Eva Roos, who was once the teacher assistant and now is the assistant director at the Great Lakes Arts, Culture, and Environment, also known as the GLACE program. Eva, would you tell us a little bit about the program and yourself as well?
I am the assistant director of GLACE, and I was formerly the TA for GLACE's inaugural year this spring. GLACE is a new humanities program, and at its core, it's an 8-credit interdisciplinary humanities program where students receive, in 5 weeks, they receive credits in anthropology, American culture, and English. And the course itself is broken up into 4 different intensives with 4 visiting professors. And students learn about map making, they learn about Anishinaabe culture and linguistics, they have kind of a moment to step back and look at who they are in a place.
What would you tell prospective students that are interested in being in this program?
I would recommend that you should just go for it. I know that it can be intimidating, especially if you've never had a field experience before or taken a class outside of the Ann Arbor campus, but this is a chance to step slightly outside of your comfort zone, live in an extremely beautiful place, explore part of northern Michigan, and it's not just stepping outside of your comfort zone with the living, but also with the curriculum, because this is a really unique chance that you don't have to have a biology background, you don't have to have an environment background. Really, the more diverse the GLACE students are, the better everyone else they benefit.
GLACE sounds like a very diverse and fun environment for students to be in. So what would you say that students should do in applying to be a part of GLACE?
So on the U of M Biological Station website or through LSNA, if you search GLACE, you can find more course details, and also there's an upcoming mass meeting on February 12th. and there's an online application that's due February 21st. And you can find more information about all of the instructors on the GLACE website.
Well, thank you for being here with us today, Eva. Once again, I am Sydney Smith, and this is Wolverine TV Newsfeed.
Thanks so much to Eva for talking with Newsfeed. For more information about GLACE, head over to lsa.umich.edu/English.
Now it's time for a short break. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Oh my gosh, we only have a minute to get to class.
What? Well, alright, I need to go get some water from the vending machine.
I'm gonna be eco-friendly and fill up my water bottle.
Well, I guess I'll see you in class.
All right. So fresh.
Ah, come on, I just need to get to class.
Welcome back to the show. You're watching Newsfeed. Let's continue with some more local news. Earlier today, I was able to talk with Emily Levy, a University of Michigan student and administrator of the Facebook group Overheard at Umich, about what it's like to moderate the popular student-centered group behind the scenes. Hi, I'm Catherine Ragukas with Wolf TV Newsfeed. Today I have in the studio with me an admin of the Overheard at Umich Facebook group. So, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So why don't you just introduce yourself to the viewers?
Yeah. I'm Emily. I'm a psych major, a senior. And yeah, I admin Overheard at Umich, and I'm also a mod at Umich Memes and Wolverines as well.
Very cool. So could you maybe just start off by describing what is Overheard at Umich to viewers who might not be aware?
It's pretty self-explanatory. It's essentially people posting things that they hear in and around the campus, whether that's something that occurs kind of within their own circles or something that they just hear passing by. We kind of get a little bit of everything, or a lot of times it evolves into things people have seen as well. So a lot of pictures get posted of weird things that happen.
Very cool. And so were you one of the people who created this Facebook group?
I was not, but I was definitely one of the first probably 15 or 20 members of the group. I was there right when it started. So.
Very cool. So do you know kind of how it was created then?
Yeah. Well, my friend Mark, who's one of the moderators of Umich Memes and who's been around there about as long as I have, he actually started an Overheard at Umich Twitter a couple years ago. It didn't really take off much though. And another one of our friends who was very active in the meme group as well, Veronica, she said, why don't we take this to Facebook where there's already an existing community there that would be interested in that? And it just happened to take off out of nowhere. It kind of had a slow climb for a bit and went from there.
Yeah. So about how long ago was that created then?
Oh, it had to be probably almost 2 years ago at this point.
Wow. So what is kind of your role as an admin of this Facebook group?
Admins have a bit more power than mods do. They can approve members to join the group. When we get join requests, they go out to all the mods and admins at once. When posts get reported by members, we see them, and then we can delete them or mute people or block people at our discretion based on, how that post, fits in with our rules. And we just have pretty much authority over all the members, so in just being able to choose who goes in and who goes out of the group, essentially.
Yeah, so is the group like only available to students, or do you allow other people in as well?
We allow other people in. There's actually, I know I have like family members that are in the group that just want to see what's going on. I know it's kind of a running joke about like when we have older members of the group come in that didn't go to U of M and might just be like a sports fan or something, and they come in and they just don't know what's going on. That's always kind of funny to me, but we're happy to have anyone in who wants to join, regardless of whether they go here or not.
Awesome. So you mentioned that one of your roles as an admin is to work with those posts that get reported by members. So kind of how often does that happen, and sort of how do you deal with those posts that get reported or other like drama that might occur in the group?
Not as often as you'd think. It's really like the most I get, like most of the time on an average day, is maybe like 1 or 2 comments that get reported that maybe come off to people as a little snotty or a little rude. But we make an effort to really keep anything up unless it explicitly goes against our rules. We pretty much encourage people to just, use their opinions at their own discretion, and we really only delete anything if like a lot of really hostile conflict breaks out and people just start like flaming each other, essentially.
Yeah, but not too often, so that's pretty good. So one post type that I've seen on there quite a bit are missed connection posts.
Yes.
So could you maybe just describe to people kind of what that is and sort of how those work?
Yeah, basically it's pretty similar for anyone who's familiar with Craigslist, anyone who's that old. But it's essentially people who are like, hey, I saw someone cute or like at the library or something, but I didn't get their name. And it's like, if you're out there, just like, give me a shout out or whatever. And it's funny because those posts like never amount to much. Like we never hear a conclusion to them that's like at all good or bad, but they just sort of become hilarious, and it becomes this sort of like game of people tagging their friends like, hey, is this you? Like you fit this description, and it's just kind of hilarious to see play out.
Cool. So kind of our final question here, is there sort of like a favorite post that's stuck with you that you've seen in the group, something super funny, memorable, something like that?
I'm definitely into really anything that like when there's crossover between Umich memes for over teens and like the Overheard group, because I find that the membership overlaps quite a bit, and that's kind of where we found the community, was in the meme group. And it's just funny when people reference memes, especially memes that I've made or memes that someone else I know has made, because it's so funny to see something like that just expand beyond its original medium and make it somewhere else entirely.
Yeah. So, well, thank you so much for joining us today. If you are looking to check out the Overheard at Umich Facebook group, just search it up on Facebook. I think it's the easiest way to find it.
We'd love to have you.
But yeah, thank you so much for coming in, Emily.
Yeah, thank you.
Special thanks to Emily for coming into the studio to share her experiences with Newsfeed. Search for, quote, Overheard at Umich, end quote, on Facebook to check out the group.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back with some national and international news.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Fancy pants peanut butter? A big screen television? You haven't even bought a sofa yet. A motorcycle? When your father finds out, he's gonna flip his shoes with 2 buckles? What do you even need 2 buckles for? Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers. Feed the pig.
Hart, what's going on?
I'm leaving.
Why? What did I do?
Not enough. You constantly ignore me. You barely eat anything healthy. You're half as active as you used to be. The pressure is just too much. I quit.
Okay, I get it. I'll do better. Just please, don't leave.
Okay. But remember, if I go, you go.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
Welcome back to Newsfeed. Now let's get into our national and international news. Chicago-born rapper Juice WRLD passed away Sunday, December 8th after reportedly suffering a seizure at Chicago Midway Airport. His death occurred just 1 week after his 21st birthday. Many have taken to news and social media platforms to speculate the circumstances surrounding Juice WRLD's untimely death. TMZ has reported that Juice swallowed, quote, several unknown pills, end quote, before police found 70 pounds of marijuana and 6 bottles of prescription codeine cough syrup on his private jet. His death has been discussed in conjunction with other 20 to 21-year-old deceased rappers such as Lil Peep and XXXTentacion. Another big topic of discussion surrounds the nature of his most popular songs, focusing mainly on death, depression, and drugs.
Tesla CEO Elon Musk won a court battle on Friday, December 6th after being sued for defamation by British cave diver Vernon Unsworth. The defamation battle came after Musk's company, SpaceX, manufactured a rescue submarine to assist in the rescue of 12 Thai soccer team members. However, the submarine was not actually used in the rescue. Unsworth assisted in mapping the cave system and was interviewed by CNN in 2018, where he said that Musk could, quote, stick his submarine where it hurts, end quote. And Musk responded by calling Unsworth, quote, pedo guy, end quote. Unsworth argued in the defamation suit that it was an accusation of pedophilia and said that he felt, quote, dirtied, end quote. Musk's legal team, led by lawyer Alex Spiro, argued that the term was an insult and not meant to be taken literally. The jury found Musk not liable for the defamation charge levied by Unsworth. BuzzFeed News spoke with a member of the jury who stated that Musk's tweet never named Unsworth directly and noted, quote, the people who read Musk's tweet wouldn't have known who he was talking about, end quote.
A pair of pigeons donning cowboy hats have been wandering around the city of Las Vegas, Nevada as of late and have taken the internet by storm. The pigeons, now called Chuck Norris and Calamity Jane, were first spotted on December 5th wearing red and pink cowboy hats respectively. No one is sure how the hats were attached to the birds, though some wonder if the phenomena have anything to do with the fact that the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo is in town. Despite this, the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association claims that they had, quote, nothing to do with the pigeons wearing cowboy hats, end quote. Now animal rescuers from around the city are on the hunt for the two birds, fearing that it could hurt their ability to fly or attract attention from predators. The Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department does not consider the birds to be a police issue at this time.
Well, that's all we have for you tonight. I'm Catherine Ragoukas.
And I'm Eva Cluding.
And you've just been Newsfed.